Greetings once again to you, our dear friends. We'd like this journey to take you on is self-responsibility. This is quite a very powerful two words, self-responsibility, because it also includes the higher self and the responsibility of your life here upon the earth plane and how you deal with problems, day-to-day events of your life. Self-responsibility, I think many people sometimes might shy away from it, because people sometimes don't want to take on responsibilities, not just of their own, but of their own life. And you can look around at different religions, if you like to look at those areas and see the different religions and hear what they have to say and listen, and you listen and listen, and where really is a self-responsibility. So by gaining and understanding the areas of self-responsibility takes you on that vast spiritual journey back to God in a quicker way than not having the self-responsibility. You could say, well, Urius, just explain a little deeper. All right, well, if you're looking at awakening the divinity of God within, and of course, the first step of that is through meditation, through leaving behind the physical senses and delving within. As you all know, it is written in the great Bible that the kingdom of God is within, it's not without. Then that is quite a very powerful self-responsibility, because people may start on the meditation pathway and start meditating, but in a short time they may be getting not very far and think, well, what is the purpose of this? I'm not gaining anything from it. I think we'll leave it behind. And what happens? They go back to the physical senses of their life. The egoity comes in and tells them it's not working, and they just let it go. And so they do not have that self-responsibility of bringing that great light of God within to become without in themselves. You have self-responsibility in your own home, in your families, in paying your rent, paying your mortgage, your electricity bills, and buying food, and that's self-responsibility of doing that. But I think a lot of people look very much in the physical senses rather than in the spiritual senses of self-responsibility. And it's really understanding, and that's what we always teach, that it's your own divine self that will master the godlike qualities within you. We can teach you, but you must then put that into practice. Do the techniques we give you, meditate on a daily basis, do the Kriya Yoga, etc., like that. And that is self-responsibility. Through all your lives, not just this life, but your past lives here, and not just on this earth plane, because there are many earths in your universe, earth-like quality planets that have life, human life on. So always remember that you're not the only one sitting here in this vast billions and billions of stars and planets, etc., and nebulae and Milky Ways and galaxies, etc., like that. Your scientists are starting to become aware of that now. And so, if you look at it that way, that is their self-responsibility of looking outward in the planetary systems and the galaxies of your universe. So self-responsibility, our dear ones, go right through the three different universes, not just on the physical universe, but also in the astral universe, whence most people have come from, and also in the causal universe. So it's not just self-responsibility in this one, it is in the whole of creation itself. And I think once that you master self-responsibility, And that is, that is easy to do, but sometimes not easy for many people. Then one could say that, yes, you are well on your spiritual journey back to God. And I think also too that having a greater understanding of that word, gives responsibility to the self within, your higher self, the soul, the spirit of God within. God dwells within you as your divine self, and through self-responsibility you start to feel and understand those God-like qualities. And it gives you a greater understanding of the spiritual aspects of mankind. It gives you a greater understanding of the chakra system, which we will speak about, and it gives you a greater understanding of the presence of yourself in this physical body, why you are in this particular land you are living on, and why you are with this particular family, or alone by yourself, whatever, And so having self-responsibility basically brings you to the essence of the light of God within. It really gives you, if you like, self-responsibility gives you, self-esteem. It gives you, yes, I can do that. Yes, I will do that. I know I can do that, Yes, I will win, those really positive areas of your life. And, one always wants to live in the positive side of their life. If you get in the negative side of your life, then, everything can start to crumble and depression can come on and moods can come on, and anger can come on and all of those negative traits. But with self-responsibility, you can then have the responsibility to bring yourself into that higher level of consciousness, into the positive side. You always want to be positive or live in the positive side, but sometimes your karma may pull you down a little, or your desires may pull you down a little, or your attachments may pull you down a little, like that. So just learning the art of self-responsibility is very simple. Yes, I am going out today to buy a coat, and that is your responsibility for yourself to buy your coat, right? Or I am going out to buy food for my family, and that is responsibility from the self within to share with your family, So there's lots of different simple ways, if you like. All right, I'm going out to drive in my car today, and I'm going to be very careful and not speed, etc. like that. So that again is, responsibility of the self. There's so many different areas of your life where you can look at that and think, yes, I am a responsible person. I'm not leaning on anyone to help me. Sometimes people look for help from other people. Why? Because they have not got that self-responsibility within them. They say, well, what should I do here? Should I do this or should I buy that? What do you think? And always asking other people, what do they think? How can you help me? This and that. Being self-responsible says, all right, I am going to do this. I can ask someone of their opinion, but I will make the final choice. It will be my self-responsibility that sets this in motion, like that. And that is, if you think about it, is easy to do, but very, very hard to achieve because of, yes, the egoity. And the egoity is always pulling you into the physical senses. The egoity is like the negative side of the positive side of the higher self, like that. So, these dear ones, when you think about it, then you can think, yes, well, yeah, I was asking that person too much to help me. And I have gone on their decision. Why not I make my own self-decision? You see, and that's self-responsibility. So you start to really become master of thyself, master of this physical body. I can do. Yes, I can do that. You know, all those areas there, which again are very simple, but sometimes very hard to achieve. You know, so when you look at your life and just sit back for a moment and think about self-responsibility, then you can see how, all right, I have not done very well today, but I can improve on that tomorrow. You see, you can always improve. Of course, you can go backwards, but you can always improve yourself. And that is gaining then more self-responsibility in your life. You know, you have responsibility of the self to look after your children, and you know, most parents or guardians do that. You understand, so that is, you know, doing that. But then comes to the question as, you know, what should I do here or there? You know, you'll be quite surprised how sometimes you ask for guidance from other areas like that. You know, so that's what we always strive to achieve with our beloved ones who we teach, because, you know, it's giving them self-responsibility. You know, like someone might say, well, Urius, do you think it's a good idea to do this or to do that? You know, and we could answer both ways, but we give a very broader outline on both ways so that the person then has their own decision to make. And that's how you gain self-responsibility. You know, as we always say, you'd be like a puppet on a string if you were rushing off to clairvoyance to ask, well, should I do this, or what should I do here? Should I sell my house? Should I marry this person, or what, etc., etc., etc. You'd be like a little puppet on a string. You'd not be able to gain your self-responsibility in this lifetime if you did that. So, our dear ones, that's just a little insight into the areas of self-responsibility, which to yourself is a major asset in your life on this earth plane. So thank you once again, and leave you with the God's great light. Thank you.